If you are playing a druid, more specifically any kind of shape-shifting druid, you need to get Aspect of the Expectant. Attacking enemies with a basic skill increases the damage of your next core skill by 5% up to 30%, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. Welcome everybody, my name is BearCozy. If you don't know me, I strive to make not only educational but also entertaining videos. Today we are going to be getting Aspect of the Expectant. Aspect of the Expectant is actually going to be right here, which is the Druid Cove. That is where all of our spirits are. That is where you complete your Druid quest, your Druid class quest for the boons. So you can go ahead and pick any type of boon that you would like, and that is where you make all of your offerings. By the way, I have a video guide on how to complete this quest and how to get your spirit boons. If you want to see that, that'll be at the end of this video. But this dungeon is actually going to be right here in Tur-Dulra, which was a stronghold, and now it is a friendly place. And the dungeon is actually right there for the Aspect, so we're going to do that together. So for this build, I am running Trample, I am running Debilitating Roar. Of course, I also have Grizzly Rage as the ultimate. And then for my primary, I have a Storm Strike to generate Spirit. And our main attack is going to be Pulverize, which is rank 6 out of 5 at the moment. And it's only going to get stronger after we complete this dungeon. And just to show you really quick, one of the things that is really helping me is this Clarity passive right here, which is found under Companion Skills. And every time we transform into human form, we gain 6 Spirit. And since we are always going from Storm Strike to Pulverize, it's actually helping us keep our spirit up all the way. So here we go, jumping in. We're going to start off with Trample, and then we're just going to Pulverize the living crap out of everything. And Pulverize does a ton of damage. Plus, we also picked up some regular yellow gear, and all I did was I ran some dungeons and just imprinted some of these aspects on regular yellow gear because the aspects help a ton. So even though the gear is not the best, we are still very early game. And the aspects are helping us a lot. So right now, we're just going to go through. We're going to Pulverize everything. We're going to run everything over. This is going to take a little bit of time because we do have to kill every single thing in this dungeon. But since we are a gigantic bear and we're having a good time, why not? And while we're doing that, we're also getting some Druid offerings as well. We can visit the spirits later, make some sacrifices, get some more and better boons, which is going to be good. Let's go ahead and headbutt him and just stun the living daylights out of him. So I am really enjoying this build, even though it's early game. I'm only level 24, but I've been really enjoying it. Tried to dodge that, but right now I don't have a whole lot of movement. So the only thing that I'm doing, what's working really well, is, as I mentioned before, basic skill is a Storm Strike, and then we go right into Pulverize, and we are constantly switching forms with this build. And that is what's helping us keep us, that is what's helping to generate our spirit here. Sometimes when we crit, those numbers are massive like you see there. And sometimes we don't crit for a little while. And it's very slow. Moving on, found a shrine. Let's see, artillery, there we go. So this is going to be very good. This should help us clear quite a bit. Artillery does a ton of damage. See if we can get a little bit of movement speed. Make the most use out of this as we can. There we go. Couple of pulverizes there. Everything we'll pick up those gloves. Everything is going very well. We'll pick up those gloves on the way back, and then of course here we go, some more enemies to play with. They blow up, and we are moving on. We have how much longer? Not much longer. The shrine is gone, but as you can see, Pulverize does a ton of damage. So when I first started playing this game, I started as a barbarian, really enjoyed Spin to Win, and then I found out you could be a giant bear. A giant pulverized bear with earthen skills. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to run around, pulverize everything with our bear attacks. So now that we've killed just about everything, we had some new mobs pop up. Let's go ahead and kill these guys. Probably should have trampled him in the opposite direction. If you trample him into a wall or a rock, they actually get stunned. So that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and grab these gloves. See if these gloves are any good. By the way, I do have some really nice gloves. These are actually nice. 4% critical strike chance. I do have +1 rank to Pulverize on regular yellow. These were just a regular drop, and it gave us +1 rank to Pulverize, which makes it do more damage. These were a regular drop, and then I actually put this Aspect on it to, make it do more damage. So that is how we're running that. So if you are starting very new, very early, I do have a video coming out on early game tips and tricks that you can do to help you progress not only faster, but things you should be doing so you don't suck at the game. So basically, that is what we all want to do. None of us want to suck at the game. We all want to be pretty good. And that is exactly what I did. I wish I knew that earlier, just grabbing some random yellow gear, especially in the beginning when you are very, very low on drops, and making some imprints on them from running dungeons. That helps a ton. Let's see, does that hit us? It did. That's okay, we're still good. Not a ton of life, but in bear form, we are very tanky. Unlocking that, running down. This one is actually fairly straightforward. Not a whole lot. This dungeon will probably take you a whole of 5, maybe 6 minutes to complete. Not too bad, especially if you're pulverizing everything. Let's go ahead and do the roar. And we're just going to continue killing everything. So with the completion of this aspect, we are going to put it on our weapon. And this what's going to help us do a lot more damage. Basic skills are going to increase the damage of pulverize. Of course, right now I just have a regular staff that is okay. And then once we get the aspect, put that on the weapon. It will allow our basic skills to enhance pulverize. And pulverize already does a ton of damage. Killing that guy, of course, he's going to blow up. We got 1 or 2 enemies left. We are full on potions. The fortify is pretty big, especially at such an early level. So this is, if you are running a pulverized bear, this is what I would recommend to get. This will help a lot. Since we are here, let's go ahead and grab that spirit offering. We can sacrifice that later for our boons. I believe I have 2 active. I have to activate 2 more. This guy's an elite. Well, let's just go ham. Let's go Grizzly Rage. We got enough. Do a little bit of roaring, do a little bit of killing there. I am really, really liking this. I think this is my new favorite class. Okay, critical artifact is missing. This is blocked. We do have to go back. That is where you place it. So now we have to go find it. Got a little bit of radiant chest there. Not much. Some obols to gamble. I think I missed the whole event because I ran up too far, but that's okay. We are not here for that. That was bonus. Let's get out of the explosion. That was bonus. We are here to kill some stuff, to get our aspect, to complete this dungeon. So far, it's working out really well, rotating between a Storm Strike on our primary and a Pulverize on the secondary mouse button, on the right mouse button. And because we are shape-shifting all the time to human form and back, we have a bonus passive that is actually, what's the name of that passive? We have a nice passive that is giving us lots of spirit. It's under companion skills, and that is Clarity. Gain 6 spirit when transforming into human form. Every time we do that, we gain lots of spirit. Plus, I have a couple of aspects. When we take damage, it restores 1, so it's not too bad. This is a cursed shrine, which is very cool. You still get the benefits, but only after defeating all the mobs. If you don't know, cursed shrines work very similar to regular shrines, but they are cursed, which means they spawn lots of enemies. And once you kill all the enemies, then you are able to take the shrine benefits. In this case, it's going to be a protection shrine, which is nice. So cursed shrines are very, very good. They do help. They just help us with experience, right? They help us with experience because more mobs. And since we are killing everything, pulverizing everything, it's a lot of fun. Running things down with the bear is a lot of fun. And I'm really enjoying it. So, if you are playing a Druid at this point, let me know what kind of Druid you are playing. I'd love to hear about it. There are lots of good builds for this. There's a poison build. There's, of course, a werewolf build. I am going the pulverize. Let's go ahead and kill those. We don't want to take any damage from the crossbows. They hit really, really hard. I'm going for the end game pulverize bear build. That is what I'm doing. But I've also seen some really good builds. That's a little late. Would have been nice to have that earlier, but it was cursed. I've seen some really good other builds with the poison creeper and a werewolf as well. Do we want to play this guy? I'm not a big fan of these increased health guys unless we get some good crits. Vulnerable does help. There we go. Not too bad. Moving on. Let's go ahead and place the pedestal and or place the thing on the pedestal. And I guess it's time for the boss. This looks like a boss area. Nothing here. Moving on. Continuing. Travel. There we go. Let's kill some of these guys. Maybe bear rage. Hopefully it will cool down. Let's do our roar to make them deal less damage to us. Hopefully it will continue. Hopefully we'll refresh the rage. by the time we get to the boss, right? Hopefully it'll come off a cooldown. What's in here? A couple of guys, nothing, some spirit, not too bad. I am really, really in love with this build, really enjoying it. It feels fun to play, it feels very enjoyable. It's just a blast. Resource generation is there. I can't say enough about it. I'm really having a good time. I cannot wait to see what happens at endgame. There we go. One egg cluster is down. We got 2 more. I'll see you at the other one. Coming up to the other egg cluster. This is 2 of 3. We do have 1 more. We're just going to trample everything. Hopefully get some good damage in. Do the roar to mitigate the incoming damage. Not too bad. So far, so good. The elites, some of the elites with increased health do take a little bit of time. But other than that, we can always run them over, stun them up against something, have them take a bunch more damage. It's actually not too bad. We got 2 out of 3. Let's pick up the staff. We're looking pretty full. We are looking pretty full. Have to go through some gear. That's 2 out of 3. Let's get the last one. Okay, here we go. Last egg. Time for debilitating roar. It does decrease incoming damage by quite a bit, so that helps a lot. And then whenever these guys come out, that's done. Let's go ahead and stun him. He is, and there we go. So that was it. Actually, no boss in this one. This guy does have vampiric, so it's going to take a little bit until the roar comes up. But since he's stunned, maybe not too bad. I was going to back up and trample him, but not too bad. He's dead, and that was the whole dungeon. No boss in this one, just the 3 eggs. So that was it. Not too bad. Actually took about 10-12 minutes if you stop to kill everything. It'll take a little bit longer, but this whole dungeon is very, very easy. And now, if we go take a look at our newly found aspect, we can actually imprint this on our weapon, and that should help our pulverize do a lot more damage. So there is the dungeon. That is how you get the aspect of the Expectant, and I hope this was helpful. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Do me a huge favor, hit the like and a subscribe. Also, leave me a nice comment down below. Let's start a conversation. I try to respond to every single comment, and for more BearCozy videos, check out the top right.